Hey everybody. Oh God, let me turn this off. Hi. God. It's been a long day. Actually, hold on. I realized I had my balcony door open. But hey. It's been a long day. I will not bore you guys with my day, but I've just gone back to back to back between my work and my consulting and the show. It's been like back to back since 9 a.m. But I am here. Thank you. Oh, thank you. I'm so sorry. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. I need all the prayers. Listen, I'm just going to jump right into it. There is just so much that is happening on these single streets that I am now have found myself on. And ladies, I don't know how you've been navigating these streets, but excuse me, I just fried some chicken that I had to put into the oven, and for whatever reason it's making me cough. Anyways, I'm gonna need some of you ladies' help to tell me how to navigate these single streets. I don't know if it's because Rob and I got booed up during COVID and what, but what is what is happening in these streets? I'm not even on the streets yet. The streets heard I was single, and apparently me being single also means that community penis can mend my broken heart. When like, I'm gonna need somebody to explain how me now being single, the cure to me not feeling alone, and I am no longer with the man who was supposed to be my future husband, that somebody offering me their community penis is going to help me to get over that. It's a fascinating situation, and to be quite frank, I mean, this was never my plan to be single, but let me tell you the lesson that, and I'm not gonna spend a lot of time. I know it's different when it's just me, but the major lesson Rob prepared me for, not even realizing that he prepared me for if I was ever single again, was the difference between attention and intention. And Rob unintentionally prepared me for this idea that if I was ever single again, that there was a difference between a man giving you attention and a man being intentional about it. And ladies, this is a lesson that we need to learn. Like, we cannot blame these men for, excuse me, Lord of mercy. Honestly, I fried this chicken to put it into the oven, but when you live in a very small ass condo that they charge you a gazillion dollars for because you've got decent amenities. Give me a second. Let me open up this screen door. Oh my Lord. Lord of his mercy. Hopefully that helps. But listen, ladies, we blame men for a lot of things that we need to be blaming our fellow sisters for, right? Because a man is going to give you attention because you have a vagina. We have something that they can put something in, right? It doesn't mean that man giving you attention is being intentional with you. And as women, we've got to take responsibility when we're just giving up our vagina because someone gave you attention when they showed no signs that they're going to be intentional with us. Like, we're going to have a keep it real moment. So there are men who are showing me tons of attention. My DM is definitely not dry, okay? And they're offering their services because apparently in the 10 days that I've been now single, that I am going to be able to get over the man I was going to marry, who is the man of most women's dreams physically, that their penis is going to help me do so. So imagine if I was foolish enough to take up these community penis offers. Is that on them or is that on me? That would be on me. Because what do I look like going from a man who was completely intentional about the life that we were living, and yes, we're not together, and some could argue he could not have been that intentional, but life was lifing, and that's why we're not together. But from the beginning of our relationship to the end, even in our separation, I don't even like to call it a breakup. In our separation, we were intentional with each other. We were respectful with each other. There was no yelling and cursing, whatever. We had the most respectful, intentional separation that two people could have had, that truly love each other and wanted to spend the rest of their life with each other. So coming from something like that, to think that I'm going to throw myself into a situation because a man is offering me penis, like is this what's, I'm going to need some of y'all ladies to help me out, because I need to know, because I have not been on these streets for really, even before Rob, I wasn't that much on these streets. It's been 3-ish years since I've really had to navigate this single landscape, and I'm just trying to understand what has these men so audacious. I don't think they're coming up with this stuff themselves. There are clearly some of us women who are giving up our power just because they winked at us and offered us a meal. Like, listen, I'm serious, guys. I need help, because I am not ready to navigate some of this stuff. Like, I am focused on work. I have so many things going on, and I'm not going to pretend and lie that I am not lonely. And it's interesting because even though Rob and I for the past few months have been long distance, I wasn't lonely. He was always a phone call, a video call away. I shared a lot of my life. I shared the ups and the downs with Robert. Robert was a part of every aspect. Whatever I was going through, Robert was there to either provide a lending ear or give me the advice that I need or tell me I'm overthinking. I called him for everything. I am going through an amazing transition in my life. I've walked into a new job, an amazing opportunity that it's presenting. It's opening doors for me that were previously closed. I also own my own consulting business. I clearly have these shows. I'm writing another book. I'm lonely because my friends have their own life. They got their own men and their husbands and their children, and life is lifing for them. And so I'm not in a space where I'm just going to call them and, spill all of my stuff on them. And so therefore, my partner, my best friend, is now gone, but I don't know how that translates into being offered community penis. Like, I just need somebody, please, anybody in the chat, tell me how I am supposed to navigate these streets as a single woman when some of our own women have made it hard. It was funny because I was watching Kendra G the other day, and there was a woman on Kendra G who was 38 years old who had never been in a relationship. So this was a 30-year-old woman with 2 children by 2 different fathers who said on Kendra G that she had never been in a relationship. She has a 17-year-old and a 10-year-old. And so Kendra is asking questions, and she's like, when was your last relationship? And this woman says, I've never been in a relationship. And Kendra looks confused, like my face was, like, how have you never been in a relationship? You have 2 kids. She basically said, I don't even remember those men, right? Like, I was young. And so it's whatever. It was something of the past. I'm like, the father of your children are not something of your past. Go on, girl. Say what you're saying. So they continue on into the conversation, and She continues to say to Kendra that despite the fact that she wants a relationship, she's dealing with men who are showing her that they just want her vagina. So they're coming for sex, she's giving it to them, and then she's mad at them because she's putting parameters around now her vagina that she's already given up because the men were good looking. It eventually came to the point where we already knew that was the case, right? She's having sex with these men who are good looking, who don't want to give her a relationship, but then she's putting parameters around something that she's already given them. Like, what's the point of that? Like, you don't go to a car dealership with your bad credit, they approve you and give you the best car on the lot, and then they come back later after the contract is signed saying we need to repo this car because oops, we failed to do a proper investigation into your background. We looked at the wrong score. Like, that doesn't happen. Ladies, we don't get to take our pum pum back. Like, he's already had it. He's been in it. He's good. Like, he's in there. So for me, it was just like, at the end of the day, women, we are the ones, you have that power. You have that power to say, you know what, this man is just here to give me attention and he's not being intentional, and therefore I don't give him my vagina. Like, you're not getting anything out of the deal. What is the point of saying that we want things from men who had no intentions of giving it to us, and then after we give them our precious vagina, then we're gonna complain that they don't want to be serious with us? Like, that's backwards thinking. And so I'm now in a space where I've never been offered this much penis in my life. Like, I've never, like, penis is not the cure for the fact that I am not in a relationship. Like, penis is not the cure to help me get over Robert Stevenson. Trust and believe. I don't want no parts of it anytime soon. I am good. However, these men are approaching me because somewhere this has worked for them. Some woman in my situation left a relationship and picked up with these men and gave with their community penis. Like, to me, I had to listen. I don't know if you guys follow the page often, but I had to put up a statement. I was like, listen, I was with Robert for 2 years, 8 months, and 2 days. That man, when he walked into a room, trust me, I saw women clutch themselves and basically fan themselves. If you saw Robert, seeing him on camera, guys, is one thing. Seeing that man in real life, he's handsome, he's tall, he's charismatic. Robert is honestly the full package. And, you know, I am so fortunate to have been loved by him. But I was loved by him. In those 2 years, 8 months, and 2 days, Robert loved me only. I was not sharing his attention with anybody else. So what do I look like a couple of days fresh out of a relationship? I'm 10 days fresh out of this relationship to go and apply to be an option on somebody's roster of women? What? But ladies, some of us are doing it. Some of us are doing it. And this is what is making these men feel so emboldened and having the audacity to offering it to me. And so I can't even be mad at them. I actually find it hilarious. I've laughed quite a bit. And trust me, when you're going through a relationship where there is so much love left, it's crazy. Oh, BB Cutie, you're right. They're hoping to be the rebound. I don't do rebounds. I am not, I get it. Like, I am not the rebound. I am the take time, evaluate where the relationship went wrong so that I don't make the same mistake, right? Like, I've been in business development for 20 something years. I'm 43 years old. Like, I take the same approach to my life and my relationship as I do to my professional life. I evaluate things. I look at the pros and cons. So there is no part of me that is going to jump on a next dick because Robert and I are not together. Like that, no thank you. Like, no thank you. But to me, here's the thing. I think Would it have been different if Robert had done something? Like, you know, I said to someone, you know, I think it would be easier to get over this relationship had there been cheating or lying or something that was like, I hate him and I have to go, right? Would that have made me an easier prey? Maybe. I don't know. That's not what happened in our case. We are two people who still love each other very much. However, our lives are going in two different directions, and it doesn't make sense, pardon my language, pardon me, sorry, to continue to be together. That is why we're not together. Not because I'm not going to go on anybody's show and say, why did your relationship break up? It was toxic. He was a narcissist. There is nothing like that. I hope, I pray and hope that someone gets loved by Robert the way he loved me. I don't want to be a part of it. I don't want to know about it, but I truly hope another woman gets to experience the love that Robert gave me from him. Because when Robert loves you, he loves you. He really does. And I love that man to my core with everything I have. And not being with him is the hardest thing I have ever had to do. And I've done a lot of things. I've opened business and closed business. I've advised hundreds of business people. I was just on a 2-hour call with advising business owners, right? Like, that's scary. People who have, you know, 6-figure businesses that they're trying to get to 7-figure businesses. That's difficult, right? Because I can make a mistake and all of a sudden my business is being sued because I gave bad advice. That shit does not scare me. I can do that in my sleep. But being single without Robert Stevenson is a path that I never thought I'd be on. But I love that man so much that I'm actually hoping that another woman gets to experience his love, and that he gets a woman that even does a fraction of what I did for him. So it's interesting for me to be in a space where, now that I'm single, the options that are being provided to me is community penis. Like, I went on a rant yesterday about this. Like, my girlfriend called me, and she shouldn't have said, Toshiba, how you doing? Sometimes I'm like, when my friends are like, how are you good? I'm like, I'm good. Like, I just need to feel my feelings because I feel a rant coming on. And listen, I'm talking to the ladies here. I'm not even talking to the men, right? Men are there to talk to men. Ladies, we got to do better with understanding the difference between attention and intention. There are a lot of babies that were born out of attention. The men came for sex and they left with babies. Let's keep it real for a second, ladies. We do not have sex with men we don't want to keep us. We're not that hardcore. Let's really keep it real. We are not the hardcore savages. We are not savage. We are not giving our wop just because a guy is cute or just because we were horny that day. We have sex with men we want to keep us. And I'm not, yes, people might say it's a generalization. I'm gonna tell you, I've been in this female body for 43 years. I have dealt with and met hundreds of women. We have had this conversation. Whether you're on vacation, whether it is you met him at the club in your hometown, whether it's a guy from your office, whether it's a guy you're trying to catch his attention, when you give up the pum pum willingly to a man, it is often because you want him to keep you in some way. And guess what? A man is going to catch that pum pum. It is very rare that a man, a single one, is when you offer your pum pum, that he's gonna say, no, I shouldn't. I should not. I know I don't want anything with you, Toshiba, but I will not take the offer of slapping it, rubbing it, turning me upside down. It ain't gonna happen. And I would love to meet the man who, if I'm putting vagina on a plate, is going to say, no, I don't want it. So it's not for them to deny it. It's for us to not give it, especially when we want more. Like, let's be serious. We want more. Sorry, guys, let me turn this. We want more, but we're settling for less. Why? I'm silent because I don't know. I need somebody to tell me, because I need to understand, if as women we want more, why do we settle for less? I am not with Robert because I needed more from him than he was able to give me. It wasn't that he did not want to give me what I needed and wanted. He wasn't able because of the other things that Robert had to deal with that unfortunately took priority over giving Toshiba what she needed and wanted from him. And we walked away from our relationship with a wedding date and all the love that two people could have had. So I don't understand why some of y'all, some of us, I'm not even say y'all, some of us women cannot walk away from a man who clearly has nothing but attention for us. It's okay. Sometimes he just doesn't want you, sis. He doesn't want you, right? These men who are coming to me with their community penises, they don't want me. They don't want Toshiba in her entirety. They don't want the Toshiba who's still mourning the loss of her father. They don't want that Toshiba. They don't want to hear Toshiba say that her father has been ripped out of her life because he's died and I don't know how to go on. They don't want to hear about that. They don't want the Toshiba who's rebuilding her career after spending over 2 years with a man who allowed me to pursue my entrepreneurial endeavors. And now that we're not together, I have to be a big girl and add to my already busy schedule. They don't want to hear about that. They don't want to hear about the woman who is thinking about her daughter's about to graduate from university and, you know, what's next for her and how am I going to contribute to the next phase of her life. They don't want to hear that. Those men are not trying to be intentional about me, and I know this. And how do I know this, ladies? Through their actions and words. We know, whether we like to say it or not, we know, ladies, when men are being intentional with us. But guess what? That man was, let me tell you, Robert being single is probably one of the worst things that happened to Houston, Texas. That's where he is now. Because that man is all kinds of beautiful and wonderful. And he walking around with his 6'9" splendor and size 15 feet, those women could care less. There's a lot of women who could care less that Rob just got out of a relationship with a woman who's going to marry. They want his attention and they feel that vagina is going to be the way to get it. Good luck, by the way, it's not. But that's what they think. And so yes, men like Robert, who women are all over. Remember, ladies, we want them over 6 feet. We want them over 6 inches. We want them over 6 figures. We have all of these things, but we don't actually talk about the things that really matter. So those men that we're all trying to get don't actually have to show any intention about us. All they got to do is show us a little bit of attention. And I don't want it. Because I already got intentions from the men that every woman says that they want. I know what that feels like. I know what it looks like. I know what it smells like. I literally know what it tastes like. I know all of that. And so what I'm not going to do is put myself in a pool of other women fighting for community penis. So the fuck do I look like? And I'm going to say, ladies, I'm going to beg that as a collective, we start doing better. Because we complain about these men in the dating pool, But the men are not going to change. Why do they need to? Why do men who are approaching me trying to mend my heart with their community penis, and I'm going to keep calling it community penis, because these are men who are just offering it and slinging it to anybody. I know that. They don't need to tell me that. The fact that I am fresh out of a breakup and it's being offered to me tells me, okay, they're not discerned. There's no discernment about their penis. They're just trying to throw it around. Because there was not even, wow, this woman just got out of a whole relationship with a man that she had all over everywhere. They talked about getting married, and they're a couple of days, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days. I'm only 10 days out of a relationship, and I'm telling you, the amount of men who have hit me up in my DM under the guise of, oh, I'm going to do this for you, and oh, let me pick you up. Oh, I saw you the other day. You're back in the city. We should catch up. Should we? And then there's the men who have blatantly offered me penis. Because, you know, sex is going to make me feel better. How? Is sex going to bring my wedding back? Is sex going to make me still get married on October 18th, 2024? Is sex going to bring Robert and I back together? Is sex going to do that? Is sex going to make me feel when my heart feels like it is crumbling in pieces when I think about the life I had? Is sex going to make that better? It's not. But I can't be mad at them for offering it to me, because some of us are taking it. So I'm not gonna go on for too long, because I promised myself this would not be a rant, but I really wanted to come on and have this conversation, because I am honestly gonna need help trying to navigate these single streets after Robert. Like I am not ready for it. Nothing could prepare me for it. Listen, I believe that there are amazing men out there. I am not one of the women who thinks that, what do they say, the pool has piss in it or whatever. My pool does not have piss in it. Let me be very clear. The men who I know will approach me and be intentional for me, the ones who I will give my intention back and attention to, they weren't coming out of a pool of piss. I know that for a fact, right? Like, and as ladies, we've got to be careful with that mindset when we talk about the fact that, you know what, like the pool has piss in it. No, the pool that you've decided to dip your toe in has piss in it. Change your circumstances. Do not give attention to those men who you know are not being intentional about you. If you say that you don't want a man with multiple children and multiple baby daddies, don't date them. There is a guy on Kendra G who apparently went viral. He's got 7 kids, apparently, and 7 baby mamas. I don't know if you guys saw him. I got to watch the full clip. And he was very blatant. He was like, I don't take care of none of these kids because I don't want them. Right? I don't want to take care of these kids. These women have these kids. I told them not to have it. I don't want them. Fuck the mama and fuck the kids. Like, but there were 7 women who procreated with this man. And thank you, sis. I'm glad I came on to. I tell you guys, this is going to be my healing, because I'm not going to sit here and pretend that this is easy. And people like to come on, women, like after breakups, they want to do their TikTok dance and do all of this and be like, yeah, life is great. Life is not fucking great. Life is not great. It's just not. I'm not with the man I plan to marry. And you know what? I also now have to pay my own bills. Do you know that sucks? Let me tell you something. Okay? I don't desire independence. I don't. Rob paid all of our bills when we were together. I remember Rob not even wanting me to have a mailbox key, because he was like, what is the point? You don't pay any of these bills. Like, are you gonna open an envelope and pay it? No, I was not. No, I was not paying it. I didn't know what anything cost. I didn't know what the rent cost, other than if I logged into the system and he would get the check and he would drop off the rent check. That's the only time I knew what anything cost, is because I would manage certain things. I didn't know what the cable cost. I didn't know. Rob still pays for the phone I'm on right now. Rob pays for my iPad. I'm in a whole different country. Rob took care of me, and in the best way he could, because he wanted me to have the freedom to do what the things that I love, which was the show, which was my consulting, helped me build my business. And now I'm back in a space where I don't have Rob. And so I got to put my big girl panties on, and I have to run a business, do these shows, do the content, write a book, take care of a daughter, and have a full-time job. So if y'all think that I'm sitting here gonna give anybody no song and dance, but I'm good over here, I am not good. But I know I have to keep going. I know I have to get up every day and do what I need to do. It's not what I want to do. I don't want to be single. I don't want to be sitting on this couch in Toronto, Canada without Rob. I don't want to be navigating this new amazing journey, guys, that I'm on. I'm going to be sharing a lot more. I'm now working in the media industry, and started last week and I was already at media events. Now I'm getting invited to all these different industry events, which I'm gonna bring you guys in as much to see what this world is like. And there are days I don't want to get up and show my face, but I have to, because life keeps going. But there's nothing great about this. There's nothing fucking happy about this. I'm not over here high-fiving my girlfriends like, ding dong, Rob is gone. Cookie, well, y'all need to work it out, figure it out. God. I wish it was that easy. For real. I wish it was as easy as just figuring it out. And if you guys watched a little bit of last week, or you'll be seeing the clips that I'm gonna put up this week, this wasn't an easy decision. Leaving each other was not easy. But I think Rob got to the point to realize that his life was too chaotic for me to stick around to have him figure it out. I wish. Listen, if it was just Rob, I would go to the ends of the earth. But unfortunately, I'm gonna keep it real. Rob has people in his life that really made my life a living hell. I'm a very unproblematic, unbothered, like, I bring peace. If ask Rob, ask the people that know Rob, ask the people that know me. I am unproblematic, and I bring peace and I bring structure. There are people still reaching out to me who want to do some business with Rob, and they're like, we sent him XYZ, and I'm like, because you didn't send it to his calendar. I manage his calendar. And so if you don't send it to his calendar, like, I need you to do all of these steps, because that's the only way he's going to remember that he has a meeting with you. But I'm not there anymore to do that. And they were like, okay, we get it. So I'm now walking people through who want to do business with Rob about how to get in touch with him and how to do things so that he can, make money that I want him to make. So if it was as simple as working it out, we would. But I can't continue to sit around and let the women in his life disrespect me. They've used me to keep him away from his children, and I couldn't let that happen either, right? Like, he's in a custody battle of his life for one of his children, and they used me in the court papers to say they don't know anything about me other than what they saw on social media. They don't know my professional background, and the court just ignored a lot of this. And I was like, the longer I'm here with you, the harder this battle is going to be for you. And so we decided that I had to do what was best for him and not for me. That's some fuck your feelings shit. It was best for him not to be with me, to allow him to be the dad he needed to be. To have women keep children away from a man because they don't like the fact that he's moved on with another woman is insane to me. I don't know those type of women. To be honest, I've never been around those types of women. I don't have encounters with those types of women. until I got into a relationship with Robert. And I said, this is real. Like, this isn't just something that they put in Tyler Perry movies or Maury Povich or Jerry Springer, or I used to hear about on Uncle Kevin Samuels. Like, this is some real shit. There are women who will do this. And so, God, I wish that wasn't the case. But until that part of his life is tidy, until or unless those women grow up, I can't be with him. For his own sake. So he can be a dad. And on my end, it's difficult to help a man navigate fatherhood when there's all of that stuff. And I'm actually done my motherhood journey. My daughter's almost 22. And so I'm going to try to help you navigate this journey in muddy waters. Like, it was a battle. And for him to win the battle, I couldn't be a part of his life anymore. We both knew that. It didn't matter what structure I bought. It didn't matter. They were going to use his relationship with me until the end of it, because that's what these type of women do. Not what women do, just to be clear. These types of women. I would have never done that to my daughter's father. I never. Like, I wouldn't even think about it. And so anyways, that was a long answer, but I wish it was that easy. And I think because life with us could be so easy, that's why this is hard. This is going to sound terrible. I actually almost wish Robert had cheated on me. This would have been easier to get over. If he had cheated on me, this would have been nothing. And even though cheating wasn't a deal breaker, at least in my heart, there'd be a place for I won't say hate, because I don't know if I could ever hate him, but so much anger that this would have been easy to get over. But there's no anger. There's loss. There is an emptiness. And this is why I find it insulting that men have been so emboldened by what other women do that they think that the cure for my feeling of loss and emptiness is their community penis. Like, how dare you, right? But like I said, ladies, I'm not mad at them, I'm mad at us. Because we are giving in to men who have no intentions with us. Zero. We do it over and over. How does a man end up with 7 children and 7 baby mamas who wants nothing to do with none of the children and none of the baby mamas? How does this happen? And this is not all men. We're not sleeping with all men. We're sleeping with a very small percentage of men. We're sleeping with the Robert Stevensons of the world. Let's be honest. Don't believe the hype, ladies. At 43 years old, I have met, up until getting with Rob almost 3 years ago, I met men in their 40s with no children and great careers. Not because they were gay, not because they were losers, because they actually made good decisions in their life. They knew they were not going to just have a baby with anybody, right? There are plenty of men who make the appropriate decision for their life, but somehow we're dating the same type of men over and over and over and over, and then we wonder why our results are not different. But we're dating the same men, and then we're blaming the pool, and there's piss in the pool. No, get out of that pool. Because Veronica and Debbie and Marsha and Tanya and Sonia and Karen and LaQuisha and Madeline, they're all in the pool with you. Get out of that pool and get into another pool. Like, this is an opportunity for me to talk to the ladies and really keep it real, because like I said, I'm now navigating streets I don't want to be in. I probably won't see a date for months to come, but it's not going to stop people from approaching me and offering their community penis, because they bundled me in with the women who will take some attention. And for the guys, let me just be clear, I don't give a fuck about your attention. I look like this. Like, I ain't even got no makeup on. This is me. Without makeup, no lashes, no nails. This is what Robert used to wake up to every damn day of his life. For 2 years, 8 months, and 2 days. Well, 2 years, well, 25 months, because we lived together for 25 months. He woke up to this every day. This is what he got. Every day. I know what it's like to have, again, a man who's intentional. I also know what it's like to get attention. I know the difference. And so thank you for your attention. I appreciate it. But unless you're going to come with some intention, leave me the fuck alone. When you go into people's life, the key is, and I said this on last week's show, you need to have left them better than you found them. And so the two things I bring to my next relationship is peace and the ability to leave a man better than I found him. There's no guarantees of forever. But what I will guarantee are those two things. The next man I get with, he's going to have peace because I have peace. Because my life is peace. Because I've created peace and tranquility in my life. Because I've tidied up my past. Because there's nothing in my past that's going to affect the ability for us to have a present and a future. And so that is freaking peaceful. I meditate, I work out, I drink water, and I mind my damn business. There's no issues with my daughter's father. I just don't have that. My family is peaceful. It's just, I bring peace. And I also am not going to go into your life if I can't leave you better than I found you. And these are the two things as women we need to be considering. Is there peace in our life? And will this man leave me better than I found? And a lot of times we know the answer to that, but we still get with these men and then get mad at them when they're consistent with their behavior. We need to stop saying, well, he was inconsistent. He was inconsistent. No, he consistently showed you weren't a priority. And you were waiting for him to make you a priority. And then when you got mad, when he didn't make you a priority, and so then he's the problem. The math ain't mathing. Like, and we like, this is going to be Toshiba. Like, when I go live on these shows, we're going to be having some keeping it real moment. Because if I have to navigate these streets, I'm going to need us ladies to help me clean it up. Because this ain't it. Like, we need to get back to men being intentional. Men knowing that they need to be intentional. Knowing that if they're going to get quality women, whatever quality is for them, that they need to show up in a certain way. And it's not good enough to just have money and looks. That they've got to have something else. And also, ladies, this is the last thing I'm going to say before I go. Please stop going on these dating shows talking about the fact that a man has to make 6 figures. What y'all women need to be looking at is his debt to income ratio. That's what matters. His debt to income ratio. Men can make 6 figures and still live paycheck to paycheck. Ta-da! Woohoo! I know, such a shock. How can a man make $150,000 and live paycheck to paycheck? Because he's got $250,000 in debt that he's still paying off? Whereas a man can make $75,000 and have minimal debt. And so therefore his debt to income ratio is better than the man who's making 6 figures. Because actually when we go on these shows and we say this foolishness, it just feeds into what men think of us. Sorry, that's my oven. Give me 2 seconds. I was making some jerk chicken wings. I gotta get off there because I'm hungry. But yeah, I do cook too. But no, we really have to get together in the women's meeting and start really doing these things, because we're messing up these streets for ourselves. Fellas, I'm not gonna blame you. This is not gonna be the men blaming show and what men have done, and this is some real fuck your feelings to the ladies, right? Like, I was with the men you guys say you want. I know what that love feels like when that man is intentional with you. I know what it feels like. I know what it smells like. I know what it tastes like. And I would love every woman to experience the love I have with Rob, like on some real shit. As much as this hurts me that I'm not with him, if women experience even a fraction of the love that Rob had for me and I had for him, you would be better in this world. I'm trying to see the comments. Yeah, that ratio factor is real. This is a real thing. Thank you, Joy Payne. Like, it's a real thing. Like, this is some real thing. Like, we got to start thinking like adults. Listen, I'm a 43-year-old woman. We can't date like the 20-something-year-olds. We cannot. We don't get to date like them. We don't get to date like my 21-year-old daughter and 25-year-old nieces. We don't get to date like them. We've got to date smarter. We have got to be intentional. How do we expect men to be intentional when we're not making intentional decisions for our life? You want a man to be intentional with you, but you're making choices that show that you haven't thought about the intentions for your own life. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. So I'm gonna wrap this up because I'm gonna go eat my my jerk chicken wings. I actually gotta make some rice because I didn't put on the rice on the stove. But we gotta do things differently. And listen, I am gonna champion that as women, we're the ones who are responsible for cleaning up these streets. And there are gonna be women who are gonna be mad at me when I come on these lives, and I'm ready to hold us accountable. But I got the man you guys said you wanted. Every time these women came on Kevin Samuels and Kendra G, and they said what they wanted Rob. Minus the problematic baby mamas and custody issues, but you know what I'm saying. Right? Like, y'all wanted Rob over 6 feet, 6 inches, 6 figures. Rob's also smart as heck. He's got 2 advanced degrees. Like, the man is like, when I say the man is smart, Rob is one of the, I've met some very brilliant people. I've been around and Rob is super smart. I know what it's like to be loved by that type of man. And a lot of you I'm sorry, you're just never going to get to experience it. Why? Because you're not being intentional about your own life. And so you're making men give you attention and then mistaking it for intention and then being mad when he goes off and he's with the woman who he wanted to be intentional with, because she was intentional about her life and the choices that she made in her life. I had to be intentional about the path that I was on, as much as it hurts me not to be with Robert. Our paths couldn't align in this moment. Listen, maybe 2 years from now, maybe 3 years from now, I don't know. Maybe he clears up a lot of his stuff and we can do this again, and that would be the fairy tale of a lifetime for me. But as of right now, our intentions were not aligning. And so we went our separate ways. That shit's hard as fuck. And so if 2 people who came on here week after week for a year and a half showed you guys, entered our life, talked about some real shit, if that shit can happen to us, y'all women can walk away from a man who took you to Ruth Chris and pay $200 for the bill just because he's cute. Like, stop it. Stop it. What? So, I appreciate you all. My chicken smells amazing. I gotta go. My ass is hungry. Thank you, everybody who joined this. Thank you. Thank you for supporting. Listen, I've had a lot of people unfollow me. I know that, there are some people who, if it's not Rob and I, this doesn't make sense. But trust me, you're gonna get some fuck your feelings like never before. And I truly do hope one day, when Rob takes his moment, that we can potentially do a joint show together. Because his insight is invaluable. I can't speak to men. I'm not a man. I'm never gonna give men advice. I've not walked in the shoes of a black man, and kudos to you black men for doing what you do every day, because I know navigating the streets as a black man is not easy. And my goal is to talk to women in a way that makes us stronger to support the men that we have. I don't care if it's a romantic partner or otherwise. These black men need our help. They need us in the corner. We got to stop with the bullshit. We got to fix each other so that we can be a better community. Listen, I said I was going to change the conversation around black relationship, and I'm going to change it whether it's me and Rob or me by myself. So I appreciate you all. I am going to try to be live again on Thursday. I'm supposed to be going to an event. I might just have to go live from the event. And again, let you guys a little bit more into my new life. Like I said, you know, industry job, that type of things. There's just so much going on, but I love you all. You guys don't even know what this means to me to have the support. This is my therapy, because right now I can't afford the $145 an hour. And girls got things to do. Listen, I gotta pay $2,000 a month in rent to live here in Toronto. So, and that's on the low end. So a girl ain't got no $145. I just shit. This is like my therapy, and I appreciate all of you for joining and for the support. Please keep supporting me. Keep praying for me. Send me funny jokes. DM me and send me some funny jokes. I'd like to see that. It's been hard. It's been hard, but every day it gets easier. And so the support from all of you. I don't care if the jokes are inappropriate, by the way. Like, I am not the sensitive Nancy. I'm Jamaican. Jamaicans don't hold they don't hold their tongue on anything. So I grew up in a Jamaican house. I was born in Jamaica. So send them all. Just don't send me dick pics. I don't need to see that. I'm good. But other than that, please send me some jokes, send me something to help me get through this, because I feel like, you know, it's, what day is it? Groundhog's Day, where I get up and it's like the same thing I have to do over and over, and I'm hoping it gets easier sooner than later. So love you all. Thank you for the support. I will see you in a couple of days, and please support this channel. Please like, share, all of that, because I hope what I'm going through, if it helps just one person to navigate life after a breakup, everything that I'm doing will be worth it. So thank you, everybody, and good night. Bye.